just 30. His 22-year-old brother Mark is one of the subs. Right, Tim Breaker then with the long free kick. Lukic, well, he was beaten in the air, and there was an infringement. No, it doesn't look as though there was an infringement. No, a goal kick. Harford, in fact, winning it cleanly in the air against Lukic, and had that looped into the goal, Luton would have been ahead. Foster versus Smith. Foster wins it in the air. Rocastle for Arsenal. Nodded on towards Perry Groves. Foster's there again and again. Steen, a nice little header there. And Luton suddenly have got 4 up, and Arsenal only have 3 back. Here's Ricky Hill. Played quickly for Danny Wilson. He's gone past Sanson. The cross comes into Brian Steen, looking to get something on the turn. Kingsley Black couldn't either, and Thomas gets it away, but then it hits Rocastle and falls for Harford. Priest trying to dink it in, and it comes to Rob Johnson. The best little spell, though, for Luton so far. With 13 minutes of the game gone, 0-0. And a free kick for Luton.
I think Harford's header there against Lukic is important psychologically, and they'll be thrusting balls into that area because Harford is not only brave, he's a magnificent jumper, and they'll be very wary of him, particularly if he can pull away to the back post against the smaller Arsenal fullbacks.
Which is what he's done just now. Thomas has gone there to watch him. Harford getting in on this one. Foster's in there too. There's a chance for Luton. Steen has scored. Well, the underdogs with 13 and a half minutes gone, and Brian Steen with his 17th of the season. By Priest. Foster was in there, important touch by him, and suddenly he's a good finisher, Brian Steen, and proved it there again at Wembley to put Luton ahead.
And it was Harford that forced the issue. There's 3 men jumping with him, and then Foster's nicked it through, and maybe Caesar's looking for the offside decision.
Always has been a good finisher.
Yes, he sidesfooted it. He passes it into the net like the great Greavesy.
Well, is Wembley going to continue its reputation as being of late a place for the underdogs? Arsenal were last season against Liverpool and they won it. Coventry were against Spurs in the FA Cup and they won it. And certainly little second division Reading were in the Simod Cup here against Luton and they won it. Now Luton are ahead, but for how long? Thomas is offside. Steen has certainly scored some important goals. He scored in both legs of the Littlewoods Cup semi-final against Oxford United. An absolute stunner at the Manor Ground up in Oxford. And an important first goal in the second leg as well. Harford banging in on that one against Tony Adams. Quarter of an hour gone. Luton Town leading by a goal to 0. Brian Steen the scorer. Breaker, Hill, shaken off it quite easily there by Groves. Breaker again. Goes Adams beating Steen in the air. Paul Davis trying to get the ball through for Rocastle, and Dibble there right on the edge of his box.
They'll have to be awfully alert, Dibble, because Luton are playing a tight back line there, and Arsenal will try and nick the balls over the top, and he's got to be really bright on the edge of his box.
Arsenal's ball. Adams. Poor ball. Well, very Harford, the Luton manager, saw his side go ahead against Wimbledon in the semi-final of the FA Cup, but they just couldn't hang on to that lead. Let's see what they can do today. Hill. Stein took a bit of a knock there and is hobbling just at the moment. Fans have been stunned into almost a silent Wembley appearance. David Fleet.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Brian Stein playing slightly more forward than normal, with his brother going out of the side, and Brian normally plays in the hole behind his brother and Harford, and of course today he's playing more up front.
Here come Arsenal again. Richardson with a shot charged away by Breaker. Sanson. Davis. Smith finding Davis. Baker going in rashly there, conceding the free kick. Let's see what Arsenal can come up with here. Newcastle thought for a moment was going to be behind it, but it looks as though it'll be the responsibility of Paul Davis.
A very similar position, Brian, to last year's goal against Liverpool.
Two elbows going into that wall as well. Winterman's shot, beautifully saved by Dibble. Struck beautifully there by the fullback. He's only ever scored one goal for Arsenal. Mind you, that was an important one. The winner in the quarter-final of this competition against Sheffield Wednesday, but he hit that with tremendous power. And that'll do Andy Dibble's confidence a bit of good too. Crease. Chip there towards Stein. Touchdown by him towards Ricky Hill. He gets it back to Kingsley Black.
Hill's breaking forward very well, and he's influential in the early stages of the game. How long his legs will last, it'll be interesting to see, but they desperately needed that early goal to give them the confidence, particularly with players such as Priest and Ricky Hill and Kingsley Black not having played any first-team football recently.
Foster up again well. Hill again. One for Stein to chase, but it's Lukic's ball. Smith, looked like a handball, play on, it was accidental, said the referee. Sanson playing it early, Danny Wilson getting it away. Luton leading by a goal to nil. Donaghy miscuing, doesn't happen often. Richardson trying to get in, and Donaghy making up for that slight blemish. In that long Arsenal throw, because Adams has gone forward. Well, there you are, we've been proved wrong again, but Tony Adams is up there. Sanson hoisting a long one towards the far post. Up goes Tony Adams, and then Rocastle. Stein trying to work it away, then gets tripped, and Luton get a free kick. Crease and Winterburn. He just joined us, the Luton goal scorer Brian Stein, and the Luton player down at the moment.
David Priest took a crack there. It was with Thomas, and he seemed to have caught it on his forehead.
In the meantime, Danny Wilson for Luton Town. Off a bit of play by him, Kingsley Black. Thomas is after him. Just got it through to Brian Steen. Now for Ricky Hill. Priest is still down and has hardly moved. Now Harford. Warming Ashley Grimes up on the other side. And yes, I think Joe Worrell has got to hold things up while Dave Galley comes on to give some attention to David Priest.
I'm sure that Joe Worrell would probably have allowed the physio on just a little bit quicker if he knew it was a head injury there, because there was a little bit of scrappy play going on, and it's always dangerous if someone takes a crack on the head to delay proceedings.
Well, there's the 30-year-old Luton substitute, Ashley Grimes. A little unlucky in a way, Ashley Grimes. I'd have thought to have missed out on this one. He played such a big part in the semi-final with a splendid free kick goal and made another one.
I would think he'd feel very confident that he'll get a crack today, Brian. I think that if Luton can sustain the win, towards the end they're going to have to pack the forces, and Ashley's new legs would be invaluable.
He's quite a crack on the head he's had, quite obviously. And seems okay. In the meantime, it's a free kick for Arsenal, which Gus Caesar will take. Hit high towards Dibble. Thought for one moment he'd come a little bit too far underneath it. Needed to backpedal under pressure from Perry Groves. Brian Steen's goal separating the sides with 23 minutes of the first half gone. Brian Steen, I'm told, very often has a little gamble on scorer of the first goal, and normally bets on himself. I think the figures were something like 8-1 for the first goal scorer, so he might well have picked up an extra little bonus today. On Groves, free kick to Arsenal.
There'll certainly be no one trying harder than Brian Steen. Brian, he's played in 2 losing 6 rounds, 2 losing semis, and so it would be great for him, and he's in his testimonial year this year.
Rocastle's cross, Breaker bringing it away. Healthy thump forward towards Harford, but met by the head of Tony Adams. It's a very sunny afternoon, difficult for all the defenders at that end of the field, as Tony Adams was demonstrating. Breaker, his form's been a bit wavery lately. I thought he had a pretty ordinary game in the semi-final against Wimbledon. He's doing all that's required in this one. Danny Wilson missing out there. Getting back, finding Donaghy.
Arsenal is still to settle into any real rhythm. They're trying to force the issue, but they haven't really got the passing going yet, and that'll concern George. 25 minutes gone.
Donaghy. Pushes Groves. That's an extraordinary ball. Played it straight to Black. Adams.
Foster towards Harford. Harford won that in the air above Adams, but Hill couldn't profit from it, and it's an Arsenal throw. Saying that Arsenal can't get a passing pattern going at the moment, neither can Luton, David, and it's falling a little bit below par just at the moment. Except with Luton, the underdogs, leading by a goal to nil, it remains an afternoon full of great possibilities. Donaghy. Steen. And a foul by Garcia. Actually, that didn't look too much of a foul to me.
No, I think it was Steen's subtle slide of foot there that deceived Caesar, rather than something that was premeditated.
It's a Luton free kick.
The one good thing about Joe Worrell, have a quiet word with the players, but he rarely gets his book out, and is an excellent referee.
Crease behind this one. Good left foot. Harford and Foster up there. And it's big Foster that he's aimed for. And he was backing in on Adams. Foster beating Groves. Thomas.
Richardson. And the corner given to Arsenal. The very first corner of the game.
Paul Davis will take it for Arsenal. Again, Gus Caesar forward, and Tony Adams. Harford's come back almost onto the goal line to mark Adams. Very much of a view for Andy Dibble. Davis curls this one in. There's the big goalkeeper. Formerly of Cardiff City.
Luton did very well at that corner. They left Kingsley back and Mark Steen up, which forced another Arsenal defender to sit. And had Dibble realised it a little bit quicker, an early ball might have put Luton way into the Arsenal half.
Harford up there. Contrast in the way these sides have been able to prepare. Arsenal with that break in Spain haven't had a game for 9 days. Luton played in the Football League Centenary here last Saturday and had a 2-1 victory against Queen's Park Rangers on Tuesday night. Psychologically, that was probably very important for them because their form had been really dodgy up to that point. And here they are leading with half an hour gone by a goal to nil. Brian Steen the scorer. Denny Wilson. Winterburn. Groves is after it. Johnson gets it back. A walking miracle, Rob Johnson, as you well know, of course, David, as a former Luton manager, with the most terrible knee injuries. They virtually had to rebuild one of his knees, is that right?
Yeah, but his character has overridden all his problems, and he's a tremendous little defender. That summed him up there. You know, he saw Merson's break, Groves' break, and he was very quick on the cover. Good attitude, first-class professional, solid as a rock.
Adams. Just under a quarter of an hour of the first half remaining, and Arsenal have had so much of the game territorially, but really have had so little to show for it. Have been almost permanently screwed to the left, watching the action, not so much to the right. And here we go again as Adams and Rocastle.
Good break by Winterburn, and Foster's there in the nick of time
extremely well. A valuable interception there by the Luton Town captain after a good break and a tremendous run forward by Nigel Winterburn, but very nearly paid off for Arsenal. Goal kick.
Arsenal have obviously suggested that they must break as much as possible down that left side. Priest hasn't played much football recently. Johnson is playing left back, whereas he hasn't been a left back recently. Grimes has been playing there, and young Kingsley Black's come in. So Arsenal with Winterburn and Rocastle would try and stretch them down that side.
Dibble with the kick. Up goes Caesar. Richardson. Smith is after it. Foster there first. 500 League and Cup games, but not really very good Wembley memories. He was here with Brighton when they were beaten 4 by Manchester United. He was here with Luton just a few weeks back when they were beaten 4 by Reading, but his side are leading a goal to 0 at the moment. And here's Caesar. Get the impression that people like Foster and Donachie are going to be the real cornerstone of anything that happens for Luton this afternoon. Arsenal continue to press as this cross comes in, and Dibble was positive because Foster held back for a moment, and that could have been a very dangerous cross indeed. But Dibble's done everything that's been asked of him so far. In for the injured Les Seeley.
And he got that little pat on the head there from Foster as he got up. Old headband, they'll look after him.
Throw. About 12 minutes to half time. Rob Johnson. Here come Arsenal again with Sanson. Davis. Lost it for a moment. Will he get it back? No, but Donachie was in quickly enough. Steen hustled off the ball by Sanson unfairly. Free kick to Luton. Donachie just poking it through there, inviting Breaker to make his run. Put through there by Steen. Here's Wilson. Roll back to Hill. Wilson. Hill on the floor, still getting it to Breaker. Wilson again. A claim handball. It was accidental play on, said the referee. Foster will get it back. Oh, is there going to be any room to spare? Dibble had to make emergency action. His concentration went just for a moment there, Foster. There was a lazy back pass. He's put Arsenal in possession here now. Donachie whacking it away.
There's some laziness and some carelessness in the game, Brian, and there's a lot of hustling in the midfield. I think Arsenal desperately need some width on the left-hand side to try and get round the back.
Sanson's throw to Alan Smith. Nice Tony Adams with it. Little flick by him to Richardson, and now for Michael Thomas. Breaker is in, the corner's given. Harford goes back to help out with the defending. Probably on the near post at the moment. Now Harford's gone there for Luton. Richardson with the corner, floated towards the near post. Hill couldn't get up to it, and it came off Rob Johnson for another Arsenal corner. 9 minutes of the first half left. Luton leading by a goal to 0. Richardson with Arsenal's corner. Floated again there. Up goes Rob Johnson, and Foster gets it away. Helped on by Priest.
Thomas again for Arsenal, and suddenly Luton have the possibility of a break here. David Priest with Black outside him, Steen through the middle, still with Little Priest, switching it wide here to Ricky Hill, played in by him with a header, and up goes Lukic under pressure from Mick Harford. Richardson now for Arsenal. Smith, Kevin Richardson. Donachie for Luton. It's Davis, Sanson. A push by Thomas on Wilson, and a free kick to Luton.
Luton outnumbered the Arsenal defenders on that previous attack, and I'm sure that if Hill could have directed the header across the goal more, Harford might have done something crucial.
Rocastle, Thomas, Caesar. No, that won't do Arsenal's cause any good. Through to Luton. Hill to take it. 13 seasons had at Luton. Breaker. Steen. Hill. Breaker.
Cross is there towards Mick Harford.
Winterburn gets it away. Luton's throw. And for the longest period in the Arsenal half, this first 45 minutes. Brian Steen, Kingsley Black, the 19-year-old.
There's a good cross coming in. It might come to Harford. Hill only just got the touch on it. Priest couldn't get a proper right foot shot in, and Richardson can bring it away now for Arsenal. And he's already tasted Wembley success here for Everton in this 84 Cup final against Watford. Kevin Richardson. He was down for a moment, up and limping, but he's all right again now, I think. And the free kick given against Breaker for the foul on Arsenal's Perry Groves. With 6 minutes of the first half left. Towards Smith on the far side, Dibble.
That was the first time that Kingsley Black had an opportunity to get a decisive cross in, and I'm sure Luton will regret a shade that they haven't been able to feed him enough of the ball, because he is talented on the ball. He can deceive people and get those vital crosses in, which Harford would thrive on.
And Harford himself, I think, says that he loves it when Black is in the side, because he does provide just that surface. Donachie. Black there for Harford. Heading inside towards Priest, but it will give Arsenal a chance of building up again. On ball by Thomas, going easily through to Dibble.
I think George Graham will be pleased to get to half-time to settle Arsenal down, maybe make one or two little tactical changes. But at the moment, they certainly haven't found any keys to unlock the Luton defence, and there's been no subtle passing in the last third of the field.
Goes Rob Johnson, beats Rocastle in the air. Throw given Arsenal's way. Rocastle. Thomas. Tony Adams, brought down by Priest, free kick. Arsenal wanting to get on with it. It was taken so quickly. Groves. And the feet of Thomas a little high there on Johnson. Says he prefers playing right back to left back, but he's done a pretty good solid job down that flank against Rocastle, just what his manager Ray Harp had ordered.